Welcome back to Megaworld, England. You know, I'm standing in what has to be one of the most famous landmarks of all time, Trafalgar Square. It's considered the heart of London. Most distances around the city are measured to and from this square. It's also famous for another reason, as you can see. They got a bit of a pigeon problem here in Trafalgar Square. Okay, so it's not a problem, but it is indeed pigeon central. And I bet you didn't know that even some breeds of pigeons can be considered mega. Check it out. I'm out of here. Welcome to the Winter Garden in Blackpool, home to the world's largest gathering of pigeon fanatics.
I've had pigeons since I was about 4.
I've had them for 67 years.
I've had pigeons 50 years. I've never been in trouble with the police. Yeah, I think that's a good testament to pigeon racing.
Thousands flock to the seaside resort town annually to check out the best in show.
An intelligent face, as you can see. Flights are just right, the body weight's just right, the shape's just right, everything conforms.
I like this pigeon, yeah, it's a nice pigeon, is this?
Yes, nice pigeon.
Everything from the frilliest fancy pigeons to the top racers.
Pigeon racing is a 365 days of the year job.
Make no mistake about it, though, this is serious business.
Like being a football team, but you're the manager of your own team of pigeons.
Nice bird.
Now, this is by no means a fringe sport. There are approximately 3 million racing pigeons in the UK, and the Royal Pigeon Racing Association has close to 40,000 members. Now, for the uninitiated, pigeons are sort of regarded as flying rats. They eat garbage and make a mess of public places. So what's the difference between the pigeons in Trafalgar Square and their primed and primped cousins?
Our pigeons are big, they're shiny, bloom on them. Those in the square, they'll be all greasy, they'll have marks on their head and everything. Completely different type of bird.
Pigeons actually hold a storied place in British history. Thousands were used for communication purposes during the 2 World Wars, carrying secret information and actually saving the lives of soldiers. 31 pigeons were actually presented medals for their animal bravery during World War II. So how do these birds navigate their way home from hundreds of kilometers away? Well, German scientists have recently discovered tiny iron structures in their beaks, allowing them to pick up signals from the Earth's magnetic field. Still, not all pigeons are created equally. These giant specimens bear little resemblance to their squalid cousins.
You can't really breed a champion pigeon off rubbish. It's got to be in its genes. The one thing they must have is a strong back for distance racing.
Chris Gordon's been involved in pigeon racing for more than 40 years. He owns about 250 of them and has had his fair share of champions. Like most pigeon enthusiasts, he's developed a strong bond with his feathered friends.
They can recognise you, yeah, and they recognise your calls. That's how I whistle mine, and they'll come to you then, usually. Calms them down a little bit.
Pigeon fanciers, as they're called, come from all walks of life. Some are downright fanatical.
I was in for a few drinks one day and I had a pigeon magazine and I couldn't resist it.
Others, like Neil Wright, serve as judges for the competitive part of the show.
After the end of a stressful day's work, I can go in the pigeon loft, away from the missus and kids, away from work, an hour, and I come out a different person.
Pigeons come in just about all shapes and sizes. Mega pigeons abound. Judges have to be very discriminating, especially when it comes to the fancy pigeons.
We're looking for a very straight beak, good wide head, good thick neck, and a nice sweep to the head, but at the same time it should have a good, nice width to the feather.
It has, it's got bloody flays. This one, he stepped on there, but apart from that, not too bad.
While judges are busily grading pigeons, others are checking out the merchandise.
Peggy, see that one?
Hoping to find that elusive stud that will breed a long line of champions.
I can tell you categorically this is a good one. Put them in the box. Take them with you.
Nigel Peters just forked over more than $100 for what he hopes is a winner.
Nice weight, balance. Balance. Aye. Feather. Nice silky feathers.
Pigeon people are some of the most rabid sports fans you'll find anywhere.
For me personally, it's sending pigeons to 550 miles and see them drop in your back garden on the same day they're liberated. It just gives that buzz I can't explain to you, you know?
You'd figure that pigeon breeding and racing might be a sport that's had its day. But don't tell that to these folks. When the hardware is handed out for the best in show, there are plenty of people already planning to get their name on next year's trophies. So let the pigeon party begin. Well, that's it for this episode of Megaworld. I hope you've enjoyed our all-English version. I know we've had a blast bringing it to you. As for me, well, I'm off to the pub. Cheerio. See you next time. This is indeed considered the heart of London. Most distances around the city are measured to and from this square, and it is in... Okay, reset. Coming up next on Megaworld England, we're flying high again, this time with birds of a different feather. Is that good? Okay. Coming up next on Megaworld. And it is also a bit famous for another reason. You see, Trafalgar Square has a bit of a pigeon problem. Well, not really, but it truly is pigeon central. And in fact, I bet you didn't know that... Okay, I gotta one more. Okay, no, hang on a second.